let's begin with your evaluation of how effective the grassroots institutions have been in the past years of our democracy.
Well, if you have a situation where you're looking at the baseline of politics, you have to talk about the grassroots. And then the metaphor, grassroots, possibly I should expound on it and expatiate for you to understand the fact that grassroots is really, really important and germane in democracy and shaping it. Now, when you look at those who come out during the voting exercise, 60% of those who turn out are the grassroots.
Right.
And then you ask yourself, why are they out? Because they have a need, and the needs are never met. So they end up coming out every time to see how much they can try to shape and change their future.
So over the years of our democracy, have the institutions at that level been effective from your point of view?
It's been effective because, like I said earlier, when you have the voters, you find that majority of those voters come from the grassroots.
So because they come out,
yes,
that means that it is effective.
And then you find out that at that point, they tend to air their views, because at the grassroots level, you are able to hear the voices of those who have not been heard. Because for the grassroots level, they don't really have much of social media. They don't even have interface with the press. But around that period, when you have the interface with those who want to go into power, they come out and tell you these are our needs, these are the problems we have, and then it's in itself gives them a nucleus of what should be done. And
you said it hasn't been met, or they don't get a response. So I'm wondering how effective that is if they did not get a response. But you can go ahead.
Yes. No, maybe you should react to that first.
Yes, I will. I will. So, well, if you say that, I think it's arguable.
No, you said it, that they do not get response.
No, I didn't say it in that context.
Okay, so perhaps you need to expatiate the context.
Expatiate on that. So it's a variable situation. It depends on where you are looking at, right? Because there are some areas in the grassroots where their needs are being met, and it's a function of those who are the leaders. So it's a pecking order. So if you have the leadership who has the interest of the grassroots, you get what you call a proactive response. If you have leaders that are imposed, who have no business in that area, you definitely will not get a response. So you have to nexus it. It's like a cycle. You have to distill it. When you're distilling, like if you're in a distilling crude oil right now, you have to do it at different temperature. At different temperature, you get different products. If you heat at a particular temperature, you get petrol. At another temperature, you get diesel. Now, at the grassroots level, it's the intensity of the leaders that would actually spawn the response you get, because they don't really have the vehicle to get the results. They need the leaders to do that. So at the community level, you have the town hall, people come out and say, this is what we need, these are the things we do. The leaders take it, some don't amplify it. So at the point where you don't have a responsible leadership, definitely you're going to have a breakdown in that communication.
And the Nigerian grassroots, I must say, have held the short end of the stick in this particular democratic dispensation. I want to give kudos to governors like Raji Fashola and a few other governors that dwelt a whole lot on town hall meetings, to tell the people what government is doing and also to hear what the people want. That way you're giving them projects that they need. How do we wake up that spirit nationwide where government goes to the people regularly?
Just one simple response to that: having the right leadership. You see, in everything we do, leadership matters a lot. And then they say if you're going to have a fish that's going to get damaged in terms of rotten, it's from the head. Yeah, so if you go to the market, you want to get a fish, check the gills, and then you find out that it's no longer looking pinkish.
You taught me something. I like fish, and sometimes I buy.
So if you see that the gills look, away from being pinkish, then you don't go there. So it is an integral part.
That's right.
With irresponsible leadership, you cannot get anything done. And the only answer and solution to this There's no shortcut to it. You must have leaders who are entrenched in that locality, who understand the terrain, who understand the needs of the people, who can navigate and knock at a community door, and people can come out and say, yes, we understand you, what you want, and we respect you, you're part of us. But when you have people who are imposed, who have no business there, there is no connect. So they cannot effectively get results.